Welcome everyone to the Duoqueue podcast, your Oceanic League of Legends and Esport talk show. I'm your host Alicifer, and joined by me today is the Duoqueue team, and of course my lovely co-host Bensin.
Hi guys, and thank you once again for tuning in and making a return appearance. We have Ethan, which is Athorell, and as well as our first timer, Graeme.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, I'm
So-
here too.
One person.
Oh, and Jason. And Jason's here too. Welcome.
Our behind the scenes guy. Excellent. So how's everyone's league been going?
Pretty good. I've been liking 4.11. It's a lot of fun. Now everyone's sort of settling into the AD changes.
Man, I've been loving League ever since 4.10. Man, the Borg changes.
I can see our Diamond ADC main not agreeing.
I hate it so much.
Mhm.
I played Lucian for like 100 plus games, and now I just can't do the damage I used to do, and I buckle. I hate it so much.
I've been
Like,
doing
really
that.
double lift?
Yeah,
Oh.
I've been doing that like Blade of the Ruined King into Yomo's build. That's pretty popular.
Yeah,
That's
I've
fun.
been trying that as well, but like I keep on hitting Yumus at the wrong time, and I'm sticking with Corky now. It's just all about up to snuff, man. Up to snuff.
Oh, but
Yeah,
have you seen the latest PvE change? They've removed the mana cost from his dash, and the
Who?
cooldowns. Lucian, and the cooldowns reduced.
Oh, and
Yeah.
didn't they reduce the range on his auto attack?
Oh, they were
Yeah,
planning on doing.
some tentative change, yeah. I don't know if it's final yet, but all I know is that his Relentless Pursuit is nicer, but
Yeah.
in the same thing, he's still not BT Triforce Lucian, and it's really heartbreaking for me. So Caitlyn is insane right now, which is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
nobody understands the damage she does with the IE, because people are so used to her BT, like, sustain
Yeah.
damage. Now she just does, like, crazy headshot crits with the PD straight after, and it's awesome.
Who
So,
else
no.
agrees? Essence Reaver's just a gimmick. It's not
Yeah.
worth it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blue
Unless
Ez.
you're playing Jace.
Yeah, Jace is the only character that can really build it. But like
Well,
even on Jace, you can't get it till you've really like fully stacked your Muramana. I play a hell of a
Yeah,
lot of Jace,
yeah.
and it's just most of the time you don't even get to it in a game.
Yeah.
I've been using it on Blue Ez just because it's CDR lifesteal and it's AD. It's like really kind of perfect for his kit, but
Mm.
like then again, Blue Ez is very situational, and you have to be ahead, and you have to be versing like a lot of
Yeah,
different
I mean-
things. He's kind of weak in the mid game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're ahead and you're gonna look to close out a game early, that'll give you like the stats you need then and there, and it's
So-
probably cheaper than the rest of your builds.
It's pretty expensive because he needs like 3 items to be absolutely functional, and
Yeah.
one of them is an item that stacks up. So it's insane. Come like 30 minutes when you have 5 items, it's like you can't die because you do so much damage and it slows and it's just all over the place. But I don't know. I like conventional ads a lot more lately. I just feel like it's so much stronger with the new Blade of the Ruined King, and Triforce is so much better to rush now, like on Corky and stuff. So it's just, I don't know. It's fun.
The big
but
guy
it's so-
The big benefit this patch 2 was Cogmore. Like he's so strong at the moment, it's nuts.
Yeah.
And like I saw some big Mathcraft thread where they were saying that like you can, if you build something else instead of Last Whisper, he's one of the only characters in the game who can not build Last Whisper and do more damage because of how much magic damage he puts out.
Yeah, Vayne at the same time, a lot of people aren't building Last Whisper on Vayne. Because like she just does so much damage now with the ridiculous attack speed items because of her true damage passive and stuff like that. Like I haven't tested it out, so I can't like say numbers or anything like that, but I've heard that Last Whisper isn't necessarily needed anymore because you do go U-moves on Vayne now. So
Yeah, that Yumo's after
I mean,
Blade is just
but-
ridiculous.
Yeah, why you guys are obsessed with your little ADCs doing your damage. With 411, what got a huge boost was support type junglers. I mean, like your top junglers at the
Okay.
moment are still sort of carry junglers. Yeah, you got Elise and Eve and that sort of thing. But yeah, with the new item, the Quill Coat, it's basically like a Thornmail, but for jungle creeps, and it gives you a whole bunch of health regen, and it's basically really good. And along with that, Maokai got a whole bunch of, I'd say, changes. They're not like I couldn't say if they're buffs or nerfs
the
yet.
quality of life buffs, a lot of quality of life
Yeah,
buffs.
quality of life buffs definitely, but Yeah, he's got a lot of improvements to his utility. Like his Q cooldown is lower, and he can. So that means basically he can hit it more often. And then his saplings now slow as well, and their damage is increased as well. So that kind of gives Maokai his identity, because Maokai is mainly defined by his saplings. And then also his ult will follow him around now, which is awesome for people who actually play Maokai, because it's really annoying when you place your ult somewhere and then you step just out of range and it goes away.
So, Mr. Jungle Main, Mr. Jungle Lanyard, have you been playing Maokai or?
I have played Maokai.
We're doing lanyards. We're doing lanyards.
Oh man.
I've got my ADC wristband here. I'm gonna chuck it on.
Oh jeez.
I got my jungle wristband as well. Yeah.
I just need to go put on
Jungle.
my C9 uniform.
Jungle.
Yeah, I've actually just after I retired from TSM, I've still got one of the uniforms in my wardrobe. So
Yeah. I bought one of the jackets.
they call me Reggie. So
Yeah. What's a
I
boy
think
colour?
I
The
think
Reggie
it's the
with
looks.
eyebrows.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
the less primate version of Reggie.
Scar's waiting in the sitting room while I'm doing this podcast with you guys.
Nah, Scar's sitting on your left.
Is he?
He's actually the bookcase.
Wait, he's
happy
so
guys
full of knowledge.
Other than ADC and jungle and stuff like that, how do you guys feel about this in Italy?
I don't know. She didn't need buffs. She did not need buffs.
She's insane.
That
It's
lead
stupid.
range, if she has the hunter mark on someone, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like Lee Sin Q.
It resets her cooldown as well now.
It's like Lee Sin Q. It's just like, my mind's telling me no, and then you got Nidalee in your face.
Yes.
But today, I mean, I haven't really played on my my Diamond 1 recently. I haven't touched solo queue in that kind of an area because I'm still so new to these ADC changes and it's terrifying. But I have been smurfing a lot recently, and I was playing in around Platinum today, and I saw Nidalee build Deathfire Grasp, and she literally threw a Q on me, pounced me, and Deathfire Grasp Q'd me, and I instantly died. And I was like, this is at 30 minutes in the game, one shot kill, and it was just the takedown did 800 damage. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't even know why she got buffs. I don't know.
They didn't let the rework settle. People didn't know how to play it, so she had a low win rate. And then Riot's like, time to buff, and there's every Nidalee in the main's just Nidalee main in the world's just sitting there
Yeah.
Just to reply to chat really quick to lighten the mood a little bit. Someone said they like my bed covers. Well, I just have you know that this is desert camo. So just in case shit goes down, then I have somewhere, and you don't. So you need to be a little more respectful of my bed covers.
Hello, Call of Duty.
I love COD.
Yeah, I got green camo, the OG.
It's my boy.
Yeah,
You'll need
that's
to-
right.
You'll need
But,
to play CS.
Prepared for the apocalypse in case it happens.
So what do you guys think? Go for it.
Talking about the apocalypse though, have you guys seen the videos for the Doom bots? How crazy
Yes.
is it?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, I don't want it. Lux Q, it shoots out every way, and then if it hits someone, it shoots out again, and it can literally be an infinite CC to an entire team.
I saw there was some really good video with some guy checking Dragon Pit and instantly getting blown up by 5 Ziggs ults simultaneously while Lux puts on a light show.
Yeah. The Ziggs gets 5 ults and a rebirth passive. I can't remember if it was Aatrox or Nivea.
It was
Nivea.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and Lux has a freaking LeBlanc passive.
Yeah.
She splits into two.
Could you imagine Lux with that on live? How much better would that be? You just sit there and be like, I have no escapes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and Veigar has a passive Shyvana flame trail.
Yeah.
This is terrifying. I'm so excited for Hit because despite the fact that you can't have custom games like the other ones, I really enjoyed Earth and All for One because you could get 10 friends and then just someone could play Hecarim, Alistar, and Blitzcrank and Earth, and it was just GG, and it was a lot of fun to watch. But with Doombots, it's just going to be 5 of your friends all just absolutely crapping yourself in Skype.
It's gonna
just having
hurt.
so much fun.
It's hardcore PvE.
It looks, it's going to be amazing. I'm really, really excited for it.
Yeah, like Ethan, you said it right. It's totally like hardcore PvE. It's like I reckon for all the people that are getting burnt out from like PvE play, PvP play, it's definitely going to be a real nice change of pace. So instead of being frustrated at other players, you're now just frustrated at like bullshit computers.
Yeah. I wonder if you can flame AI in all chat.
Probably. They probably wouldn't listen though.
They might not.
Or
care.
actually, AI actually VM at the start of games. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that
Oh.
in the chat.
I didn't see that.
But yeah, like Doombot's gonna be pretty crazy. So they've got like 3 levels of it. They've got like bomb 1, 2 bombs, and like 5 bombs.
Oh my god, the chaos.
I'm just so excited for 5 bombs. Just, I'm so keen. And Galio, his like Q shoots out everywhere, and his W's in 3 lines, and I'm just so excited.
Ekram's ult is like a lane width of ultimate. It's
They
insane.
found a way to make Galio viable.
Oh, but hang on. MR per level, mate.
Yeah.
Gets MR per level now.
He's going to be
That's-
so good now.
That's like an extra 3 damage a level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the enemy picks Zed. I've been watching streams today. It seems like Assassins, like, everyone seems to have collectively stopped shitting themselves about Exhaust and started playing Zed and Fizz again.
This is fun. He's fun.
Yeah, I think because less and less mid lane is running exhaust.
Yeah. It's because, like, I don't know. The meta's swapped up again, so now you got, like, TF. TF and Ori seem to be the big ones at the moment, and then they're following up with stuff like Zed and Fizz and that again. It's so good. And also, I'm pretty salty. Like, I played Syndra for years, and now everyone's playing her. I can no longer, like, claim
For
hipster.
years.
Well, I played her. I've mained her for like a year and a half, 2 years. So
Hey, do you
It's just
have
a
any?
hipster right
Do you have
now.
any of those? Do you have any of those 3D cinema glasses with the lenses poked out?
I
Do
think
you wear them around?
I like when I went to Japan, I bought one of the like hipster glasses that have the frames in them, but the frames do nothing. I was just like, yep, now I can look like a dickhead all the time.
But yeah, like I wonder with the Doombots though, are they going to like cheat in terms of like whether they have global vision? Because that was a big problem with AI in like in Dota and back in the day. Like the AI knew where you were in like Fog of War. So I wonder whether like Doombots will know where to throw skill shots or lack of skill shots into like over walls and stuff.
I'm pretty sure that
When the AI first came out, the AI bots, and
Annie
that
bot.
Ashe, Annie, and Rise would never miss any. Okay, Rise was retarded on 0 ping. Ashe would never miss an arrow, and Annie would just 100 to 0 like that. Like, do you remember that? They would never miss anything.
Annie's back.
It's a nightmare.
Annie's back. People
Yeah,
are playing
that-
Annie again. It's terrifying for bot lane, but it's so cool. I love Annie so much. Like she's just great. As soon as you hit level 6, it doesn't matter. You just flash ulti. Everyone dies.
Yeah. You're just like, you're doing Baron? Oh, I win.
It's crazy. It's awesome. But other than that,
Annie's-
Probably
go for it, Gray. Go for it.
Annie's always been good actually. I don't know why she fell out of favor that much.
Solo
that
queue.
hard. Yeah.
People stop playing her because of solo queue. People stop playing so many champions because of solo queue. Just like
Yeah.
Cogmore and
she requires a lot of
Graves.
coordination. That's true.
Well, the issue is just like people get absolutely discouraged in solo queue to play certain champions that are still really good, and then they see them being played in like a world sense. Like they see them at All Stars, they see them in Super Week, LCS, all that kind of stuff, and then they're like, wait, these champions are actually good. When like in all reality, there was nothing that changed about them. It's just the fact that you can't 1v5 with them in solo queue. It's like how nobody really played Vayne anymore, and then like SKT picked her up in the championship and stuff like that. Like, there's so many good champions out there. Just people are scared.
I still even like playing the Karma support pick.
Karma support is insane. Like you put that with a Sivir with Sivir's new power, and you put that with a Caitlyn, and the lane just turns into the most frustrating thing in the world.
Yeah, you put it in any lane with no without a heal. With the changes to all your life items, like your Doran's gives you 3% life steal and stuff again. And I think that was 410. when all the lifesteal changes came
It was 410. Yeah, 410 was when
Yeah,
all the
it-
ADC items
like-
changed.
poking lanes are ridiculously overpowered because
People are
it's
running lifesteal runes again though. People are starting to
Yeah.
run the 3% from Quince. I mean, it was nerfed, and that's why it all changed because the lifesteal was nerfed, armor pen was buffed, and attack speed was buffed. So people just figured out that you could put 2 attack speed Quince on a Caitlyn, and then just literally pressure someone out at level 1 and make them want to punch themselves in the face. But now
Yeah.
because lifesteal isn't as effective anymore in a lot of carries, people are now running 2 lifesteal Quince again. Like I'm running it on Jinx and Lucian sometimes. I mean, I'm still running attack speed on Kate because her range is safe, but lifesteal is really good again, which is people need to start realizing. I don't know. Gosu brought out like a big flowchart kind of thing, which kind of said what to build on which AD carry, and it's literally perfect. Like I would very much recommend anyone who's watching who likes the ADC to look up Gosu's 411 ADC build, because it will literally tell you exactly what to build in what order, and it is really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
we'll link that in the chat a bit later if anyone wants to check it out too. It was a big props to Gosu. It was, pretty informative, especially
On the note of Gosu, did anyone see all the M5 announcements with Diamond and not Genja, Diamond and their top laner Darian getting dropped from the team?
Yeah, I heard.
M5, you mean Gambit?
Whatever. Russian overlords, same team.
Haven't been an M5 for a while, but okay.
But
They've all been underperforming. I mean,
yeah.
Diamond was actually my first pick for when we did
So many regrets.
the fantasy draft. Yeah, and he did really, really badly in the first couple of weeks, so I dropped him. Yeah.
Yes.
But they've all been underperforming. Yeah, it was only a matter of time before they got dropped.
Wasn't there like a week as well where they couldn't compete, like the whole team?
Yeah.
Oh, that was visa issues. They couldn't get visas in time to go to England. Like, because they had a special EU LCS in London probably because of the demand
But yeah,
of like all the people in England and stuff wanting to see LCS.
like EU LCS would like be so much cooler to play in than like NA LCS because they have like all these tournaments all over like the different European countries, whereas NA it's just always like Riot HQ.
Yeah, that's right. There's actually more teams in the EU LCS because in their Super Weeks they had 6 matches every day over 3 days, and in NA they had 5 matches.
A dream.
Yeah.
I freaking
So-
EU LCS. Next big thing.
Bit of a oh, sorry, Jason, go on.
I freaking hate Super Week. There's just too many games in like 1 week to watch everything. And if you're studying or if you've got like a job, then you're screwed. You just can't watch everything.
It was so like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of the teams were underprepared too for the whole of Super Week. Just so many teams just not playing as well as they could.
Oh, Graham's gone for a walkabout. Anyway, we're gonna shy away from the meta a bit more. We're gonna talk a little bit about solo queue and climbing and all those fun things. Now, Athorell, you've been playing a lot of rank lately. How goes the wonderful OS community in solo queue, my friend?
They're all incredibly calm, reasonable people, and I haven't had a single troll in weeks. Bullshit. What's his
School
name?
holidays. I don't believe you.
Yeah, school holidays. I think school holidays has made this one of the worst weeks I've had in a while. I'm still climbing, but it's, man, DCs everywhere. It's great.
What about
What
you,
about you,
Alicifer?
friend?
We're gonna go with Alicifer.
I played so much. No, I don't know. I got into the Platinum 4 and then it was just like, I'm not playing anymore for a little bit until everything settles down and people go back to school. So I've
So
just
you
been
just
feeding
want to be
normals.
a plat pony for the rest of your
Plat- Platsifer, please?
Platsifer. Imagine how much nicer it'd be a Aliciferman, like diamond. There was no perfect way to put that into. I tried, Elizabeth. I
Please,
tried
please
so
stop now.
hard.
This is the reason why I'm not getting to Diamond, because I have to name change myself to Platzifer. It's been like that since season 3.
How about Alicifer? No, the Alicifer?
Dialysifer. I'm giving that one.
Dialysis.
Dialysifer.
That's a word.
Well, at least it's better than Plat. Like that's all you got to think about. What about you,
Wow.
Graham? How goes? How
Yeah.
goes the climb through Silver, friend?
So this is a story, right? I haven't played ranked in a long time, and then I log into ranked the other day, and I'm bronze 1, and I felt like killing myself just then.
Orbit.
Then I realized I still have my whole life in front of me, so
Probably
probably
not
I'm
the best
gonna.
thing to do.
But you'll be bronze for your whole life.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm gonna do is, after the school holidays, I'm gonna give it a go, see how high I can climb, because I got just silver 2. Yeah,
Where were you, Jason?
just supporting.
I actually gained 2 ranks. I was bronze like a fortnight ago, and I got up to silver 4. I wasted a ton of time doing it. Like probably because there hasn't been so much esports stuff in the last couple of weeks after Perth, so I had an extra bit of free time to play a lot more. So yeah, I moved up 2 ranks. But one thing that's really shitting me off, because I play a lot of AD carry, and Rengar, he's so absurd. I hate that guy.
Yeah, I bet that sucks. I bet
Rengar and Castlein.
Yeah. So where I'm from, Carbon plays Rengar. So yeah, I get into a game and I see, well, it was at the time AV Carbon, and he's playing Rengar, and
That'll be fun.
I don't know if you know the tier list of junglers in Oceania, but Carbon's really up there, and he's playing a champion that will one-shot you the moment he hits level like 11.
Yeah,
And Rengar is. I have no words for that champion.
Isn't Rengar that banned from the LCS? Like, he'll probably be available to play in like 2016 or something like that.
He was unbanned for 2 weeks, and then he got banned again because they had a bug where he could auto-attack reset on wards.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also because his second Q proc was re-procking on hit effects as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, he's a wonderful champion. But I mean, I've asked all of you about the climb, and now I'm going to vent about my frustrations in the climb to platinum. So basically, I've been smurfing on a gold account just to get into platinum. Like, I'm just messing around, enjoying the old times, because I was stuck in gold 1 for 4 months. Like, I was stuck. I was getting 3 points a game. I was absolutely clamped. I couldn't do anything, and I was a lot worse than I am now. And I lost plat promos something like 5 times. I just kept losing. School holidays.
You diamond scrub.
It's just, there's something about school holidays that just doesn't make sense to me.
Shits me to tears.
They're so angry. They're just so angry. They get into a game and they call you ugly, and you're like, I don't even know who you are. I'm so sorry.
I had one earlier today where it was a miracle. Like, no one spoke for the whole goddamn game.
Is it
happen.
because you
And then
muted everyone?
No, I didn't even have to do it. Like, everyone on my team just played for objectives. I was like, hello, is this Challenger? Is Gold 4 secretly, like, Challenger? This is interesting. And then we got to the end of the game, and the guy on the enemy team called us all some very interesting things.
Did you just
So I was
say
like-
that people don't speak in Challenger?
No, I'm saying that people actually played for objectives instead of shit talking.
Challenge. I mean, the misconception in the game is that when you get higher Elo Hell disappears. Is that everyone works together to win? That's not the case. Like, I hate to burst in bubbles, but the higher you get up, the more people play one champion, and when they don't get that one champion, then they are not happy campers. It's really fun as you get up. It's a lot of fun. Like, you run into personalities that everyone knows. Like, you become friends with a lot of people because it's such a small pool of players, and they're all generally on at a certain time, and you verse the same people over and over again. They're on your team next game, etc., etc. But yeah, the misconception is that the game, like, the higher you get, that bronze is the only Elo Hell, silver is the only Elo Hell, etc. But it's not necessarily that your team is toxic and feeders. And the sad reality is, if you're as good as the tier above, you will get to the tier above. There's no stopping you. If you're in bronze and you played a silver level, you're going to get the silver, because there isn't much of a difference between the two. I mean, you look at the champion pools, like, I mean, the player pool size, there's not that much of a difference. I mean, there's more silver 5 players than anything else. But if you start doing some research, like you look up like warding control and stuff like that, you look up builds, like you don't want to go into a game as Jace and build a Rabadon's Death Cap. Like people do that. People will do that. Like, that's the sad thing. They're too naive. They don't understand the community. They don't understand that there's like outreaches to find these things. So they go into a game as Ashe and they're AP Ashe and they're like, hey, what the hell? My team sucks. I can't carry, when they're like 211. But the sad reality is, if you're good enough, you're going to climb. Like, and there's nothing wrong with being stuck in a certain elo, because, I mean, I was stuck in Gold 1 and now I've been to Challenger a few times. I've been Diamond 1 and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to brag, but like, you become a better player. Like, the more you play, the more you study into the game, the theory crafting behind it. There is a lot more to climbing elo than just getting into a game, hoping to God you have a good teammate, and then just feeding off their carry. Like, there's so much more to climbing solo queue than you actually believe. It's intense.
The thing that originally got me out of Silver about a year ago was realizing you don't have to carry the game. Just sit back, don't die, let your team carry you. Just do damage. If you're alive, you're always going to be doing something. So if you don't ever go too ham, you're probably going to gain ranks.
Yeah, I went from Silver 5 to Silver 1 just supporting. So, yeah, it shows. Like, supports don't actually carry the game. But
I remember when you were in Bronze 5, Graeme. So, like,
yeah.
That's climb. I still remember you being stuck, very stuck in Bronze 5, hitting level 11 on Shen without taunt, like that kind of stuff.
I was young and stupid.
Graeme, this was about 4 months ago. But
it was a long time
So
ago.
young.
Like, you climbed, and that's all that matters, is that you've improved.
Yeah,
you know, you put time into the game. Like, people expect that you're just going to get in, get good, become a streamer, and make a lot of money being in TSM and being Reginald and Wild Turtle and all that. You're not. You're going to spend 4 years playing a game, and you're not going to, like, and you're going to have hard times and good times. But what it comes down to is, if you have fun, and, like, whatever, just keep playing to have fun. Stop playing to climb, because, like, unless you're planning on being a professional at this game, like, which is a hard business to get into. TLDR, just play, have fun, learn, be okay with losing, be okay with getting beaten by that guy who's smurfing. It's gonna happen the whole way. You're gonna get gate kept by Minky and Carbon over and over again. Over and over. It's gonna happen. Just get over it. Just play. Relax.
What you're saying is, down my end, it's mid or feed, and up your end, it's Rengar or feed.
What I'm saying is, down your end, it's mid or feed, and up my end, it's I play Eve or feed. I play Nasus or feed. I play Master Yi or feed.
Yeah.
One trick ponies dominating.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. It's the Elo Hell doesn't exist. Like, it's just brought on by people. Like, I'm gonna stop prattling on about this, and I'm gonna let Alicifer move us on.
Let's move on. Back to the studio.
Alright, so I'm guessing we've pretty much about patch 4.1. I do just want to say I am excited to see Sejuani come back. Just touching on that one, and Nautilus. But we also had some new news. I'm sure everyone's heard about it, but we're going to bring it up again anyway. Avant Garde Ascension is no longer called Avant Garde Ascension. Can somebody enlighten us as to what has happened now?
Never heard of those guys. Don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Do you want to take this one?
Anyone except for Jason, can we talk
about? They've renamed themselves to Legacy, broken away from Avant Garde.
Really?
Legacy.
Tell me
more.
Sports.
Tell me more, Ethan.
I mean, it's good for them. I think it's good. I'm glad they're taking independence.
A bit.
Yeah, it's good.
What? Bensin?
So basically, what happened was, Avant Garde Ascension, they won Winter Regionals, and so they're now the representatives of Oceania for Wildcard Tournament. So basically, they realized that they're working really, really hard, and they played really, really well, and they're getting a lot of exposure for their team. But what they realized is that if they do really, really well, and they do get a lot of exposure for their team, that exposure kind of all goes towards Avant Garde as an organization. And if they do retire, or they do move on to other things, say a year and a half later, all the work and effort that they're putting in now, they don't really get to retain much of what they have. They don't get anything to show for it after they decide to retire as a player. So what they decided was, if they want to continue being involved with esports after they stop being a player, legacy esports was their way of doing it. So they decided to use this opportunity to build up their own organization, to build up their own rep, bring exposure to their own organization, and by doing so, they open up more paths for them in the future, for some of the older guys to do like other things like coaching or managing after they decide to stop being a player. And yeah, that's pretty much the summary of it. It wasn't really anything with Avant Garde. Avant Garde was, like they had a very good relationship with Avant Garde, and Avant Garde definitely valued them very, very highly. But they just realized that this is a big opportunity and they have to look out for their own sort of long-term well-being. So they decided to leave, create their own organization and roll with it.
Somewhat, yes. Mostly, yes.
Mostly.
Also, a lot of internal issues as well, I could imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it's still good with them. Good for them. Just also to clarify for everyone, they will still be attending Wildcard as the same team. It's just purely they're no longer called AVA, Avant Garde Ascension. They will be known as Legacy Esports. So yay, we still have a Wildcard representative. So best of luck to them.
I'm just hoping that when good old Carbs gets up on stage, he's wearing shoes.
He's wearing shoes.
No,
Like
I'd rather see him without shoes, man. That's
Sure, you should wander up there with no shoes and a wife beater.
OCE represent.
I'm just waiting for him to wear sandals and just take the Hotshot GG route. That'll make
We
me
should
happy.
like start an OC.
Oh,
trust fund
you guys
or
want to sit like Hotshot GG?
No.
I'm not clapping knees.
But on top of that, the AVR drop is big, and that's heartbreaking for me because I'm very, very close to Spoil and Squiggle from AVR, and I mean we got the news one night in Skype, and it was just like, whoa, because they have to move their lives straight back up to Brisbane. It's insane. Like, there's a lot of drama going on with the whole AV side of it league right now. There's a lot of stuff.
Did they have a gaming house?
Yeah, they were the gaming house. AVA. I mean AVR. Sorry.
AVR.
Yeah.
So what did they just like kick him out of the house, or did they at least?
No, there was notice, and I mean there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I probably can't talk about, but it was just just crazy because it all happened so quickly. I mean the AVR idea became nothing, and then AVA left AV. So right now, like, Avant Garde is left, I guess, in a really awkward spot in Oceanic League of Legends because there's really not much here for them, like right now at all, and it's crazy. Like, such a big change from such a well-known company within Oceania. It's crazy. I get kind of like it's about as shocking as the whole Dig thing, I guess. Like, Dig just kind of disappeared. Don't know what's going on with that, if they're ever coming back, etc.
Oh, it was part of their contract though that they had to qualify, and they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also don't think that they're coming back because didn't Riot implement some sort of new rule in regards to the whole, one team per organization thing?
Yeah, there's
I think that's per league though.
Yeah, there's no more international teams, I believe. Because if a team's in NA, they can't have a team in EU.
Yeah.
And a team in OS. Like, yeah, they're really switching it up. So, I mean, I don't know what that's going to do for Oceania, because I feel like if we're losing the Cursed brand name, I mean, we already lost Dig. Mm-hmm. How are we going to fight? Like, AVA have to do insanely well. I mean, sorry, Legacy Esports have to do insanely well at the wildcard for us to finally get some representation. Because
it'll be really hard for them to try and build any sort of infrastructure in Australia if you're not allowing, like, well-known gaming organizations, of which Australia has very few, to build in. Like, that's going to be strange for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I'm not sure if it's per region or per league. I just have to double check on that legislation, because
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Legacy and the boys actually do really, really well at wildcards, because this isn't even like the first time that we've seen OC players like representing on a bigger stage. So we had Keen. He like moved over to NA like what, a month ago.
Now he's got two challenger accounts. Like
he's got double challenger accounts. So we definitely can see that Oceanic players can at least reach NA standard. So potentially like if Carpet and the boys, they do well at wildcards, maybe we might see them at Worlds.
That would
I can
be-
definitely,
yeah, that would
I can
be
definitely, I can see a lot of the I don't know, bigger players from OS. The biggest problem we'll have if we start representing internationally, more offers will come, like with Keen, where talent just is removed from the pool.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was going to bring up next.
Rip Minky.
Yeah, they can't just keep hunting off the people. Like I'm glad that Radio and the Iron Boys have been here like the whole time. I mean, they went to Worlds and everything, but yeah, they've probably got offers that they haven't told us about. But I'm glad that they're still here in OCE.
A lot of them are studying, mind you. So
Yeah, that's true.
I know that when Radier went over to NA, Edward and all those kind of players were talking about how he was just a step above, how he was so good in comparison to the rest of the Oceania. And I feel like we're finally catching up. Like Radier's really good, amazing decision making, amazing mechanics and stuff, but some other ADCs are surfacing and becoming amazing decision makers, amazing, have amazing mechanical skill. Like Cardrid's really heavily rated right now in Oceania. There's a lot of ADCs that are really big. A lot of the ADCs, actually from all the big teams, are becoming really close in skill level. And it's just it's good because it just means growth, more and more growth we get is better.
It's pretty similar though in you go, man.
Oh, we're still a young region. I mean, we haven't had the servers for that long, and like the competitive scene only really took off once the servers hit us.
Yeah, true.
So,
and you can see this. It's the same as a lot of other Western regions too, where the ADCs are the first to become sort of top of the crop, and then you're left with an absence of top laners, mid laners. Like even in NA, you can see there's a very shallow talent pool for top.
That's true.
The Dyrus dream. I mean, for God's sake,
balls.
Seraph is over now.
And Zion.
Yeah. Like,
I suppose those four are the big four, and you can't really like name any other standouts.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
But
What
top's
about the hotshot Nidalee GG?
Hotshot to GG.
Top shot.
Is he juggling now?
If
The
you watched
Cho'Gath, the
LCS
dream.
for a long time. Oh, I remember back in season 1 and 2 where he used to Cho'Gath top lane split push, and he'd have like ridiculous amounts of health, and then he'd just have the entire enemy team chasing him while his team goes and backdoors the Nexus, and like he'd just be running around the whole map just knocking people up as they're chasing him, and yeah.
And now that dream is dead because Hotshot GG is fairly underrated right now. Like, insanely underrated.
He's been enjoying some controversy with how he's been playing solo queue recently. I'm sure he's been enjoying that.
Do tell us more about this controversy.
What's his name? He's been chat restricted on both of his Smurfs already, and what's his name? His main account got reported by a bunch of the other challenger players just for talking shit too much. Yeah, there was that really good one by Snoopy where he, to quote, excuse language, if Hotshot didn't talk shit for 45 minutes, then he might win a fucking game. Like, he's kind of putting himself like under the bus here compared to a lot of the other challenger players just by not calming down and playing.
And he BM'd Reggie quite openly about the blue cards.
Yeah.
And that became another thing with good old Saint Vicious, the White Knight, coming to his aid.
I think I'm banned from Saint's Twitter account, so I can't see any of his shit.
How did you get banned from his Twitter account?
He was having a go. He was having a go at who was it? I think he was having a go at how one of the Korean junglers were playing during Worlds, and I said in his little reply area, I was just like, at least he got to Worlds, and then I got banned. I was just like, damn,
That's-
that wasn't even that bad.
That's true though.
On the
Anyway,
note of Saint, has anyone seen that Man Cloud at the moment? Keen's playing mid again instead of top, like he was brought over for.
yeah,
Good old Kane. It's a terrifying
So
entity he is.
Yeah, so instead of Chris being the sub, they're putting Man Cloud to sub. Pretty surprising.
yeah,
That's
that's
crazy. Well,
it
the
is.
guy's got some. He's got some talent. Like he has some serious, ridiculous amounts of potential. I mean, just it shows. I mean, he's got
CLG.
2 challenger accounts. 2 challenger accounts. Like that's
He's-
in NA. That's crazy.
No, it's
It's-
only
he's
NA.
full- He's full Korean though. I mean, he only spent like
Yeah.
a year and a half in New Zealand.
Yeah, his skills didn't
think.
decay that much in New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Koreans, in Super Week, Helios, who's been around since like season 1, he played for CJ. He played for Frost, I think, or one of them, and then in the EG game, he against LMQ nonetheless, who've been pretty much destroying everyone with their early aggression. He stole Baron with the old Flash Smite. So
But
yeah,
He's not a Saint Vicious then.
he's not a Saint
Yeah.
Aldous.
That was a really risky play though. Like, had he not done that correctly, they would have just lost the game.
Oh, what if you like in the latest article we have up on Duoqueue, there's a bit. I posted a video of it. What actually happened was he called in Alltech, and Alltech was playing Jinx, and Alltech threw out his little flame chompers, and those flame chompers give you a little bit of vision.
Yeah.
And so he threw those into the Baron pit, and so even without wards, Helios actually had the Baron health, the exact Baron health.
Hmm.
So but those only last for 3 seconds, so they were really lucky in that sense that it was the last 3 seconds the Baron was alive.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Alright,
you still
I
get
want to
crazy
talk about a really funny story about stealing Baron, right? Okay,
Alright.
so I just because I'm like amazing at the game and yeah, everything. Okay,
Humble too.
Put my feet up for this one, Mackenzie. I'm ready.
it's
I
not a
just sit
Minky
back.
story. It's not a Minky story. I'm sorry, but I was playing one game and I used to main LeBlanc back in season 2, and my team's like, oh, can you go just check Baron, make sure that there's nobody there, they're not doing it, drop down a ward. I'm like, well, I don't have a ward, so I'll just jump over, there's somebody there, I'll just jump back, no worries. Jumped the freaking hell over, took Baron with my distortion, and just jumped back and had Baron up. I'm like, what the hell? Where did that come
Where'd
from?
this come from?
The enemy team's just like, what? Because distortion level 1 only had like... No, it wouldn't have been level 1. Because you maxed it second and... Yeah, anyway, it was like 150 damage. And I stole Baron with it by checking Baron to see if it was there.
On the note of lovely solo queue experiences, someone forgot to ban Casterden, and I played ADC today. It was great. Did you know you can get chased from Baron to Purple Side Blue Buff and still not manage to kite out Casterden? It's great.
Yep.
It's Kassadin. He has unlimited mobility.
Now, if
I
that was
love that
Rengar,
character.
if that was
Yeah.
Rengar, you'd get
I wouldn't
from
have been able
Baron
to
buff to Tribush, and you die.
Yeah.
That's true.
Dude,
I
if it
just
was
enjoy-
Rengar, you wouldn't see him, and then you just die.
That's
straight
what I mean. You just kind of start walking, and then you just hear, "I am
He's
the
just like,
hunt.
"Rrrr," dead.
Stupid hunt. Give me a
You
trophy."
hear that growl when he jumps
You're
out.
like, man, I love auto attack resets. This is
You
really
just-
fair, and then you
all
blow
you,
up.
all you hear is the static coming from Carbon's mic from the interview, and then that's all
You just hear him laughing in the background.
yep, that's all you hear. That's all you hear. But
Great mods. Someone needs to make that. Just replace the Rengar hunt soundbite with Carbon.
has
Just
anyone
laughing
seen Minky as a
hysterically.
huge dragon?
No.
Yes, I've seen that YouTube video. Damn. Someone linked that in the chat.
I'll give you one moment. But while I find this video, you guys know what Pantheon is, right? And you do
Oh.
understand his power, correct?
What is Pantheon?
Sure.
Well, I'll have you know, at level 16, his ulti does 1,000 damage, right? So you can, like, very much ult into Baron Pit, take Baron, and then kill 3 members of the enemy team. And you can do that in Diamond Solo Queue, and I promise you that will work. So trust me. Okay, I'm finding it so hard to tell this story while typing in Mickey as a huge dragon into YouTube. So can someone please take the reins?
I remember in Season 1, in the mystical time of no meta, when I used to main AP Pantheon for about 6 months. It
How
was
did
shit.
that go for you?
By the
Terrible.
way, I just linked Mickey as a huge dragon into chat just so we could lighten up everyone's mood and just get some lols going because it's pretty perfect.
Salvation, man.
And I'd like to thank good old Atlas, my man, for giving us such a beautiful creation just with one simple line from the game.
You know, it's actually really cool that like our community's sort of grown to the point where we're like making these jokes about our own players. Whereas like back in the day, we're just like always looking up to like players in different countries. But now it's like we actually have these sort of videos and we're making fun of like the personalities in our region. So I think that's really, really good for building personalities.
What did I just watch?
When Mickey's face is really big and Radiant's just like, oh no.
Just walking away.
I'm so confused.
That was
So
amazing.
beautiful.
Who made that?
Great.
Oh, some random guy, I'm pretty certain. I can't remember his name, but
Oh, it says it down.
oh yeah, it
Well,
says it on the
that's
page. It says it on the page.
On Solace.
Yeah, that's right.
That is so.
Neither do I. It's just someone said make an MLG video. I think it was Cardred said something about an MLG video, and then someone just like took this opportunity and just. There you go, Minky.
Has anyone else seen that incredible, bit off topic, Game of Thrones MLG video of the fight between Oberyn and the Mountain? Spoilers.
I don't
No?
watch Game of Thrones. I play video games.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
me too.
Damn.
Every
Alright.
time for
fine.
such follies.
I got no free time for that. All I do is play video games.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. I'm busy running this shit.
Alright.
So anyway, we're gonna move on to ACL Sydney and talk about when the event is and stuff like that. And I'm gonna hand you over to big old Grey to give you a lowdown, a hoedown, throwdown on ACL Sydney.
Okay,
Hit us
so
up, Grey.
ACL Sydney 2014 Australian Championship League.
Are you googling it?
It's happening in a fortnight right now. I know it like off the
It's
top of my head.
it's on the
Am I
19th
Googling
and
it?
the 20th
Oh.
of July.
So yeah,
I'm actually replying to some
it's on the
comments.
same weekend that TI4 is being played out. That tournament for that other video game.
I don't know what TF4
That
is.
other video game
Is that
we
some
don't
stupid
care
league
about.
ripoff?
What the
Yeah, man.
Ew.
You guys don't know what TI4 is? Oh,
That-
okay.
that would shock the
TI4 is the World Championships for Dota 2.
Oh, what's that? Okay, never mind. Change
Yeah,
subject.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's for that
Sorry,
other
we
game.
only play League of Legends here.
Quick, before the riot police.
Yeah.
Get it.
Now,
God damn it.
apparently there may be a potential rematch between IM and ex-AVA Legacy.
That is
And-
true.
How do we feel about this, frienderinos? Go to Ethan.
I wonder if AVA can keep it up. Like, if they keep it up, they can definitely show that they deserve this wildcard spot. But and our wonderful co-host Alicifer is hosting it. But yeah, if they can't keep it up, then it's going to be interesting for the quality of play. You got to make sure that they're staying on top.
Yeah, like I think after the defeat at Perth, I am really got really sort of like mentally crushed by that defeat. But I think it's really just strengthened their resolve, and I think they're definitely coming into ACL with a bit of a vendetta. They're coming back for a rematch, and I think they're going to put like 100% into their rematch. So I'm feeling that IM might do very well against them, but I'm a little bit hesitant because if IM does well against AVA, I don't know if that's going to sort of like mentally affect. I don't know if that's going to mentally affect Legacy going into wildcards. So yeah.
In my opinion, I think IM are going to come back with a vengeance and crush everything. They were so, and
Team
everyone knows
Swiper!
about it.
Team
They
Swiper!
were so destroyed after losing that wildcard spot that they're just going. They're not going to take any hostages at all. I think anyone, Curse included, are just going to have such a hard time. It's like, yeah, they were like this dormant team that was just like, we're not really going to take. I don't know, I'm probably going to get reprimanded for this, but it kind of felt like they didn't take Winters seriously enough. And like AVA just brought their game. And it was just like, I think that was the wake up that I am needed. And I just have so much hope that if they face off again, holy cow, are we going to see a different IM team?
Yeah, just the look on their faces was heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah.
just seeing Radier just head in hands. I just wanted to fist bump him again. Like, I wanted to give him like a love fist bump. Because when I met him, I fist bumped him. And he was so happy because he won, and now he was sad. And I was just... I'm just falling apart right now, guys.
Dude, if you thought it looked bad on stream, man, like being there in live, you could just feel the atmosphere as they came out from behind the booth. They were just like, like really upset. A lot of them were in tears, and their whole support team came in, all their friends, and like they were in tears. It was like really sad mood, like, to a point where like no one really even wanted to talk with them for like the next 20 minutes because they just wanted them to like settle out. So yeah, it was really devastating for them. Unbelievably devastating.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you go into a tournament thinking that you're going to win and then you lose, like when you're going with, you've never lost a LAN event, you've always been the top dogs. When you go with that kind of mindset and you think it's just going to be easy and then someone like destroys you, like it's happened to me before in LANs and 1v1s and stuff like that. I've just gone in with the mindset that, I'm going to win. And then I lose. It's just like, wow, I'm an idiot. I should have done so much different.
But it wasn't just the fact that they lost the tournament. It was also because it was the most important tournament of the year because Radier, or I know especially for Radier and Swiper, they went to wildcards last year and they performed all right. Radier said they performed very solidly against all the other. They performed very solidly against all the other international teams, but they just weren't quite there to win. So this year it was going to be their year to show how much they've developed in the last year. So they wanted to go back to wildcards to perform really well and get that spot into world championships. But just this one tournament stopped all of their plans for the entire year, and that's why it was so devastating because what they were hoping for at the end of the year, their big goal for the end of the year, they don't even get the chance to prove themselves just because there's one loss here, and that was the real devastation.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
I still maintain that it comes down to consistency, and IM have been consistently dominant like since the pro scene really started up in O's. So I still have to say IM would be the best team. So I'm with Ali saying that if there is a rematch, they will completely crush AVA, unless AVA really are something special.
Yeah, I believe that they poked a sleeping dragon there.
I don't know. If
Minky
IM would
is a huge dragon.
Yeah. I don't know. If IM felt like their whole year depended on winning that, you would have thought they would have put more prep in.
Yeah.
Like, not to be in them at all, but like, if they were so dependent on it, then you'd think they would have not taken it so lightly. Not sort of slacked off beforehand.
Like, Radier, who was devastated the most about it, and I think Swiper, who was also like equally as devastated.
Oh, so heartbreaking. I love that boy so much.
They put in a lot of effort, but it wasn't those two that underperformed at that final tournament, and that's and I don't really want to sort of name names here, but so they performed. They didn't underperform as much as some of their other teammates did, and I think how serious Radier took it, that same seriousness may not have been shared with all his teammates, and I think that's sort of what let them down a little bit. So yeah, like some of them were very serious, and some of them didn't take it as seriously, and I think that's where they sort of fell apart.
Yeah. Another thing that's for IM, like they're obviously dedicated for the oceanic scene, but they're so talented that a lot of them could possibly like consider moving into areas that have better infrastructure if they really, really wanted to. Places like NA and that sort of thing, but which is would be pretty bad for OS. But once, I don't know, if you're not going to wildcards, what's your options?
Go back
Well,
to school.
You know, there is also this surfacing team I know is the Bensin bus, and we're steadily climbing right now. I'll have you know we just made gold, and it's just it could be the next phenomena. It's actually just me playing every single role in the team. So at the LAN, I'm just going to be multi-boxing.
Bullshit.
No,
golf clap. Do we want a golf clap?
Would I kid around?
Yeah.
Would I kid around?
Yeah, it's like Bensin.
Look at his face. Does it look like a joking
Like,
face?
I look pretty? I look pretty serious right now.
Yeah.
That's Snoopy scare. Snap.
Snoopy stare. Of course, Alicifer brings up Snoopy once again. Typical Alicifer.
She's the only one that remembers Snoopy.
Wait, who's Snoopy? Is he that really
He's a terrible jungler. That's all I remember.
He's that white dog, isn't it?
I
Wait,
can
you
just
guys pick on my husband.
the tears.
1.0.
Just- I mean, all I do is think about I'm a cutie pie, because one day I aspire to look just like him,
You
Are you a member of the Big Dick Club?
and I hope that in 6 months' time, if we're still doing this podcast, that I have a disgusting neck beard and really long hair. I really hope to God. I really hope that I can be just like my man. I'm a cutie pie.
All right.
I believe in you. You can
Or
do
swiper.
Anyone in chat, if you can Photoshop Bensin's face onto I'm a cutie pie's like torso or head, I'll send you free Riot Ziggs codes if you can do that, and we'll put up on our Facebook page. Photoshop
Riot
Benson's face.
Ziggs, guys. The skin that hasn't been released yet.
No, not Riot Ziggs. What was it?
Yeah.
Mad
Scientist.
Ziggs.
Yeah. So
Exclusive
somehow
to
my
Duoqueue.
face always ends up on things. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's just my face is just on Ash. I'll send you a push right now of what my desktop looks like,
Because you're
And
so
you're-
pretty, Benson.
and I'll just give you I'll show you how one of the things I got
push
sent for
is
saying I liked
destroying
Heartseeker Ash.
No. Oh, and
Ah,
Benson.
there we go. All right, so there we go. Link it there, and I'll also link it to chat.
Excellent. That's hot.
Oh,
Give me a minute.
Benson, that's pushing it.
I'll
Oh,
be in my bunk.
I thought this was supposed to be a G-rated podcast.
Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Can I add that as my desktop too?
You can
Right.
you sure can, Mackenzie. You sure can.
We'll get it made into a T-shirt.
Please,
We'll
no.
sell them for like $7
Oh,
each.
actually-
at the next mobile, Benson has to wear it.
The worst part is that like when people come into my house and come into my room and my desktop's up and they just see me as a princess, they just kind of look at me like I came
Like,
to
yes,
do.
that's me.
Yeah, a guy came to do my blinds the other day and walked in and I was on my computer and my desktop was showing and he kind of looked at it and then looked at me and I was just, what do you say? Like,
Should have
oh,
given
hi.
him a tee-hee or a little wave.
I should have just like winked at him and then just like told him I'd make him fall in love with me or something. I don't know. Couldn't think of any way to get out of it.
Okay.
Terrible.
Do we have any more topics?
Damage doesn't transition from like, okay, people are asking about certain things right now in chat. Also, why would you want Ziggs over Morg or Braum or Thresh? Karma's Burst falls off really early, but less peel and sustain. Karma's Burst, she isn't necessarily used for a burst. She's like her poke in lane.
Poke lane.
Yeah, her poke in lane.
consistent-
It's a lane dominance, and you can transition that into accelerating the game with a Kate, all those kind of champions. But late game, her peel is really good. Like she actually
Also-
does a lot.
Yeah.
She does a lot
Also,
for a game.
you hit that first mantra Q in lane, and you're pretty much guaranteed a summer spell or a back or something.
Yeah.
Because it just does so much damage at level 1. It's ridiculous.
The the Ziggs support that IM picked, I don't think that was the reason that they went so downhill. Like, especially in the last game, they just had a really early game centric team, and AV just played really safe and had a late game centric team. Like, Ezreal's pretty strong early and mid, like with the build that Radio was going, and Renekton is really strong early and mid. But I think Minky was Shyvana last game, was he? Because he was a huge dragon. Yep. Yeah, Minky being Shyvana just outscaled Renekton, and their ADC just outscaled Ezreal, and it was just like IM played to win early because they had the least in the Renekton and the Ezreal, and AV played way too safe.
That's actually why they... Just before you go ahead, that's actually why IM picked the Ziggs, because they knew their team wouldn't scale as well. So what Ziggs kind of brings in, he brings in his... wave clear, which can sort of stall out games if you fall behind, and so that way, he was sort of a security for them, but they didn't get the fights they want basically in that game.
I just didn't like. I don't know. If you're playing Zig support, that means you've played scrims and practiced with Zig support, and if you're putting the time into that instead of practicing with a champion that like. I got nothing against off-meta picks, but there's a reason that certain champions are played more, and that's because they're good. So, like, if you're going to take Zig support and build a comp around it, you're probably not going to do as well against someone who just plays standard.
That's what I'm saying. They probably didn't build a comp around it. They just picked it because solely for the purpose of sort of stalling out in case they fell behind a lot.
But you can also see
because they even in the during Super League in the NALCS, I forget which team it was, but they played Ziggs top, and they used that Ziggs top just to stall out the game. So and they had a Cogmore, and so
that's pretty different. Like,
yeah. Well, see, the thing is, they didn't have a late game scaling team, and they picked Ziggs with a not late game scaling team. So that just
you don't want to ever stall with an early game team. So what does the Ziggs bring? They kind of
got it half right.
Not to have a go at Radio because he is one of Osa's best players, but Ezreal, like even if it's a comfort pick, Ezreal is really not that great at the moment. Like
the way he plays, though, the reason why he picks Ezreal is because everybody knows that you kill Radier, you kill immunity. Like that's the cliche kind of thing to say.
Yeah.
But Radier picks Ezreal because you can get out of a fight very, very quickly and then get back into a fight very, very quickly. So he uses it as a bait method, I believe. That's what I've discussed with a lot of people.
And Zig support doesn't have much appeal either.
Not really. Like, because immunity is known for being really, really, really aggressive. Spooks and
Swiffer.
Spooks and Swiffer and Swiper, they all just like jump in there. And so basically... they're always in the middle of the fight, and they're not really peeling for Radier so much. They don't really do
this. Really safe pick. Radier's always left on his own, and Ezreal's just really safe. But he picked Caitlyn in the first game and just like obliterated. No, wait, they lost first game, didn't they?
They lost first game real bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Because of Cassin.
Cassin got
that's a win.
That's right. Choo-choos, Mr. Choo-choos on Zed as well. Jesus. Terrifying.
But yeah,
Shots in the chat. You made a good point as well. I'll just read out what he said. Choose and Heavens are strong on Ziggs as well, so taking it as support is almost like banning it out anyway. So that would be also the theory behind it.
But like, if you're hoping to keep Radier alive, if you're doing that sort of, I don't know, you're not playing Protect the Cog or anything because it wasn't on that patch, but you're playing Protect your ADC or try and keep him alive, then Ziggs isn't going to do that. You're not bringing anything extra to the team, and Ezreal's a pretty low damage ADC in comparison to a lot of others.
Exactly. Like, he's high mobility, so that's why I kind of had to pick that.
But I
think they had a plan, and what happened was they deviated from it, and they tried to make up a plan on the spot.
I feel like if you're picking your ADC for mobility and utility instead of damage, then you're not really like contributing to the team fully from that role. Because, except for that, there was a brief period where Blue Ezreal was really popular because you could kite and stay alive, and it was great like that. But your ADC needs to be a late game source of damage and a mid game source of damage, especially when Bloodthirster was good. So taking Ezreal instead of something that's high damage like Jinx, Lucian,
that's right.
Who else was great on that?
Yeah, you can't afford it.
So
just Lucian alone, like he'd destroy you mid game.
Even if you're doing it great,
Yeah, because they like pretty much everyone would hit their power spike before his.
But yeah, and also like Ezreal, you're great at staying alive, but if you can be great at staying alive and still do no damage, if you're not contributing to team fights because you're having to peel so hard for yourself, then you're not really contributing as well as you could. If you've got like that's the reason the AD support meta is the way it's played, because the support keeps your ADC alive, and then the ADC gets to shit all over the enemy team. So I just feel like that Ezreal pick was, it may be comfort, but it's not greatly thought out.
Speaking of supports keeping ADCs alive, when Braum first came out, I think we have like evidence like when Carbon and Minky were on, I think. That was the week before Braum came into live. Like they said, he wouldn't be that much of a priority pick, but I think he would be right now because of the sheer amount of damage he can soak up, and he has insane CC as well. I mean, with his ult and his slow, and the fact that in a team fight he can go around tagging targets and pretty much have 5 stuns.
I originally thought Braum wouldn't be that strong either, and then I versed one in lane, realized that he can literally soak up one of your most damaging abilities really quickly, and then considered to proceed to kill your ADC alone, because stacking health and armor and being able to do as much damage as an AP mid in some situations is really balanced, and he's a really good champion. He's really well thought out. I really love it.
Yeah,
and the
also,
fact that his ulti is crazy with the slow. The slow is like 80%. You don't get hit by the knock up and you walk into it, you die. It's just
and he can block outs as well with his shield.
I don't know. You'll feel. I know you're being sarcastic, but you can see it in LCS and that sort of thing, where even though Braum is great in solo queue, he's still not. He's great in competitive, but not oppressive. And also, there is the thing about he is the most supporty support.
It's so dumb.
You're never going to be able to unless he's ages ahead. Braum's not going to 1v1 anyone.
That's true. I mean, but as a support,
he's on the same level as Thresh.
Yeah. Oh, but
Braum can just walk away and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing. Like by loading a kit with utility, it means that you can. If you're loading your kit with utility on your support characters, then that means that your support character is going to only support. You're not going to see stuff like Lulu, where it just ends up in every other lane by accident.
Oh, but that's what Braum's kit actually is. It's not CC. It's not loaded up with CC. It's actually built around damage absorption, you taking the damage instead of the rest of your team. Because first of all, he has this jump which gives you bonus armor and MR, and you can actually jump to yourself just to give you that extra resistance. And then you have the shield, and I guess your Q gives you a lot of zone control, and so does your ult. But yeah, I wouldn't say Braum's just kitted up with utility. I'd say there's much more than that.
I don't know.
Because the stuff you can do with him.
I reckon the biggest problem with Braum, in my opinion, the most imbalanced part of Braum, is that he runs too fast. For a big dude carrying a shield, you should not run that fast. So if you're an AD carry and you don't have boots yet, he'll just run straight up to you and punch you, and then now you're frozen. I think that's unbelievably excessive. He's just way too fast, and he moves faster while he's holding the shield as well. I just don't understand that.
It's only 10%. It's not much.
All right, so I think we've had we've done our time for tonight, and I would just like to straight away thank Mr. Jason, Graeme, and Ethan for joining us on the podcast tonight. It was good to have you guys, and I'm glad we got to talk about all the banter and whatnot within the scene. I'll hand it over to Alicifer.
Alright guys, well, thanks everyone for tuning in today. Please follow us on Facebook and YouTube, as well as check out our website, duoqueue.net.au. You can follow us all on Twitter and find all the details in the description below. This has been Duoqueue Podcast. Thank you all for watching and joining us in the chat. We are signing out.